monoclonal antibody treatments, which is one of the newer forms of chemotherapy that they have. And when they checked me, they said, well, it has to be a tumor in there somewhere. So they did a helical CT scan on me. They found a neuroendocrine tumor on the head of my pancreas, 2.9 centimeters. And it was into the ducts. So when they went in there, they tried to go in to do upper scope and take a sample of it. Of course, they tried 3 times. Of course, couldn't get a good sample because they couldn't see it because of the density. So they ended up said they had to go in and do a full whipple. They did other markers as well. They all came back positive. Said, yes, it's definitely a neuroendocrine tumor. Well, long story short, when they went in there to do the surgery, the surgeon, Dr. Max Schmidt, went in there, and when he opened me up, he went in there to go remove the tumor and do a full whipple procedure. The tumor was gone. And he was like, wow, I don't know what to do. And he called Debbie up, and Jeff Blades was there, and they said they thought it was bad news. Of course, they didn't know what to think. And he says, I don't know what to tell you guys, but there's no tumor. The tumor's gone. He says, what do you want me to do? So they just biopsied, took some chunks of my pancreas here and there like that, closed me up, and I was off the races. So that's the good news. However, going through that whole process, where was I at? I knew the data. When you're dealing with pancreatic cancer, I was thinking, I looked at the data, I said, well, 5-year survival, chances of even making it through the surgery is not good. You know, I'm over here making funeral arrangements. Even talked to this church about, well, if I don't make it, I want to have my services here. The pastor knows that. So anyway, I had people praying for me all over the entire planet. I have an orphanage in Uganda that I support, and not many people even know this about me. But I'm a partner with them, and they were all praying for me, all the people in Africa that I work with. The ministry out in Phoenix, Arizona, Katie Susan Ministries I work with, they were praying. Everybody here in this ministry here was praying for me. Church of the Nations is praying for me. All this prayer and all of this stuff, everybody praying, and all of that is believed is what led to it. But here's the bottom line, and this is where I want to get to with this Matthew 4:23 thing. And I want you to check this out. Jesus, he always does things by example, and then he teaches. Okay? And he does this here in Matthew. He goes, and Jesus went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing in all manner of sickness and all manner of disease among the people. And his fame went through all Syria, and they brought about unto him all sick people that were taken unto diverse diseases and torments, and those which were possessed with devils, and those which were lunatic, and those that had palsy, and he healed them. And there followed him great multitudes of people from Galilee, from Decapolis, from Jerusalem, and from Judea, and from beyond Jordan. Okay, and then once he has these multitudes, he goes into the Beatitudes, and he starts teaching. Blessed is those that, all that, right? And then if you go down here to verse 14, he starts teaching again and telling us what we need to do. And he says, you are the light of the world. A city that is set upon a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all there that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am come to destroy them. Okay, so what he's saying, I think, applies a lot to the same type of thing. When God does something, it's like in me. When this happened, the word had to go out. God did something here. This isn't about Joe Shepherd. This isn't about anything about, well, Joe is leading a great life, or Joe's doing this, or Joe's doing that. I've heard things, from people. Well, what did you do? Well, I didn't do anything. God did something. Why did he do it? because he had a message to send. You know, that he's still here. He's still doing things for people. He's still healing. Miracles are possible. Whatever needed to be heard for each individual may be different. But there's a message that needed to be sent. And then I've heard things back from a lot of churches that sermons have been preached over this healing that's occurred in me, and I've been thankful to God that I've been able to make use as a tool to this whole process that, you know, any way I could be used, hey, amen. All right.